Welcome back to Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, presented by Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, and Apollo's Wing Joint. Go check out their daily specials every day. They've got 13 locations in the Houston area. Go check out Big City Wings today. And this podcast is brought to you by Celebrity Mint. Go check out celebritymint.com to check out their graded, legal tender collectibles of Mike Tyson, Ric Flair, and more at celebritymint.com. Thank you for sponsoring this episode. I am joined always by the What We Learned Houston Rockets edition king, Josh Garcia. How we doing, bud?
I'm decent for once. Sports Illustrated's dead. Pitchfork is dead. Been a weird week for journalism. Weird week for the NBA. Texans are out of the playoffs. Lots happened. I wanted to start off the show, though, and kind of mention my favorite Sports Illustrated memory. And this isn't a specific memory, per se, but more so having the Andre Johnson cutouts on my wall, the mixed with the JJ Watt fatheads. Like, that was an era, and I feel really sad that a lot of kids won't be able to have that in the future. And I hope that we have some alternative. But I wanted to ask, what was your favorite Sports Illustrated memory as a kid?
Yeah, I didn't get many Sports Illustrated as a child. I always wanted them, but just never bought them when I was in the Target or Walmart checkout line, But I remember the Sports Illustrated for Kids Dirk cover. I had that one as a child. Yeah. And then as I got older, I was in high school when this one came out, but the 2014 edition of George Springer on the cover for the Houston Astros, predicting them as the 2017 World Series champions, that one lives on in lore because social media got a hold of it. And as 2017 comes around and they win the World Series, obviously that cover is brought back to life by, I think his name's Ben Reiter. He's the one that wrote Astro Ball.
Yep.
So great author, but that cover lives on in lore for us Astro fans. Like, that one's easy. But the Dirk Nowitzki Sports Illustrated for Kids cover is the one I had. I remember that one. And I believe it was the Mark Cuban, Steve Nash, and Dirk cover.
Ooh, that's a deep cut.
That one's a lot older, but I remember seeing that one as a child, and I was like, man, that one's cool. I want one of those.
Nice, man.
And obviously LeBron James in high school with
the chosen one. Yeah,
the chosen one.
That was a classic.
Yeah.
People do forget that in 2016 the Astros were on the cover again. I think it was Dallas Keuchel, maybe Springer, Altuve, Correa.
Yep.
And they said, throw out our 2017 prediction. 2016 is the year. And then 2016, I think that was either we weren't in the postseason or that was the KC year.
That year.
Oh, yeah.
2015 was the year that they should have beaten Kansas City, who went on a World Series.
All time choke job. But we were young at the time. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Maybe Astros.
Like little revisionist history right there. People forget about that 2016 cover, but still, the 2017 prediction is awesome. And there's so many little like Sports Illustrated tidbits, little factoids that I just will fall in love with to this day. Still wish I had that Victor Wembanyama rookie card. That was one of the last things that they printed. Man, it's going to skyrocket on eBay.
Yeah. So rest in peace to Sports Illustrated. They basically fired everyone on staff.
Everyone, yeah.
Every single person. We talked about it a few weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, about Sports Illustrated bringing in AI to write articles for them. And it was just fake people writing fake blogs, essentially, fake articles. The downfall's been happening in journalism. It's changing. It's shifting. It's not the same as it once was. And that's something viewers and content people have to adjust to. And Sports Illustrated did not really adjust. ESPN hasn't really adjusted. They just have more money than God. So they're able to keep afloat, even though they fire half their staff every year. But it's changing. The scope is changing of journalism, and something that we have to adjust to. And it's sad to see Sports Illustrated go. Obviously, that's a part of a lot of people's lives and a lot of people's childhood. Getting that as a kid was a special deal. And getting a magazine of Sports Illustrated was a big deal as a kid. So to see it go, even though I haven't bought a Sports Illustrated probably since 2017 when they won the World Series. I don't think I have one. I think my grandpa got me that one.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's just like magazines are kind of a thing in the past, which is fine and kind of stinks at the same time. So yeah, rest in peace to Sports Illustrated. You will be missed.
Absolutely. Salute Sports Illustrated. We're here for basketball though, man. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Why don't you take it away, man?
Yeah, someone that won't be missed, Udonis Haslem, got his jersey retired by the Miami Heat. Not that anyone was probably going to plan on wearing number 40 in the future anyway for the Miami Heat, but neither here nor there. Someone did take exception to it. I don't care that he got his number retired. He's a Heat lifer. He was drafted there in 2003. He's like 41 when he retired, whatever. Didn't play a lot of meaningful minutes past 2012, 2013 maybe, but he's a Heat guy. He's a Heat culture through and through guy. Dwayne Wade, UD, they're just the guys there. Haslem, Paul Pierce, he commented on the Instagram of Udonis Haslem's jersey being lifted into the rafters in what is now called I Don't Know Arena. Rest in peace, the FTX Arena.
Yeah.
That was short
Yeah.
lived. Can't remember what it's called now. I don't really
Yeah.
care. But we know that was given, was the quote by Paul Pierce under the Udonis Haslem jersey retirement, inciting that he didn't earn it. It was given to him.
I
Unlike
don't.
Paul Pierce is what he's in. I guess that's what he's alluding to, is that he earned his, but he plays for the
Yeah.
Celtics where they retire every number. It's like the Yankees. Doesn't
Exactly.
matter.
It
Doesn't really
makes no
matter.
sense to me, dude. It makes zero sense. Like, I'm thinking like a Texans lifer, for example, like John Weeks, the long snapper. If you know
Yeah.
that's a deep cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been with the team for 12, 15 years, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And it's like it's clearly just for show. Like when you retire a number, you have a little performance, you have a ceremony and all that. But it really kind of just confused me more than anything. I want to say it pissed me off, but it just really confused me. Like seeing Paul Pierce get upset, especially about a team that has retired almost every single number, damn near.
Yeah.
I mean, you got players wearing double zeros, you got players wearing 99. Like, shout out Jay Crowder. I don't get it, man. It's insane to me. Udonis is a forever legend with the Heat, but I really am just stuck wondering why this is a big deal. I think that it's great that teams are retiring not their star players or retiring not their star players' numbers. And I think it just sets a good precedent. Like, I want to see like Brian Cushing's number get retired. I want to see fucking Luis Valbuena's number get retired with the Astros. They only played with us for a couple years, but like that impact, it really set the tone for what the Astros had going on. Man, UD was a legend. Why don't we just leave it at that? Why do we have to shit on him?
Yeah. I mean, and look at the Miami Heat. Look at the numbers that they have retired.
It's like 5,
The
maybe.
very first number that they retired was number 23 for Michael Jordan, who never even once stepped foot in Miami as a member of the Miami Heat. Like,
Yep.
they did that. They have Dan Marino's number in the rafters up in that arena
Really?
as well.
I-
I learned that last season. I went
yeah.
the first week of the NBA season 2022, 2023. Went to a Miami Heat Celtics game first week of the season. It was very fun.
Nice.
But yeah, I learned that Dan Marino's jersey's up in the rafters, even though Bam Adebayo wears number 13. So it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh, obviously. Dwayne Wade, obviously. Eventually, LeBron James' sixth will be retired, I would assume. So yeah, Udonis, he's a Heat lifer. He's the Heat. He's like the quintessential Heat culture guy, along with Dwayne Wade and Eric
Absolutely.
Spoelstra and Pat Riley and all those people. They're a part of that organization in a way that other people aren't.
Exactly.
I would say that about Chris Bosh and LeBron James. I wouldn't say that they're Heat culture, Heat lifer kind of people, because they obviously weren't. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Paul Pierce is just a hater, and he hates anything and everything to do with the Miami Heat from any
God.
era that he played against. Paul Pierce, you weren't even the best player on your championship team. Kevin Garnett was, and that's why his jersey's retired. Like,
Oof.
he only played there for a
Talk
few
to him.
years.
Talk
But
to him.
Kevin Garnett was significantly better and significantly more loved than Paul Pierce was in Boston.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't
Oh yeah.
care. I don't care what you think, Paul Pierce. We've been known to know that you are a hater of all teams with your two phones at the All-Star game and Paul Pierce. Whatever, dude. You didn't even get a retirement tour. Look at Draymond yelling at you on the court. No one wanted you to have a retirement tour,
Nobody
so
loved you
you
like
didn't
that.
even get one. No one loved you like that. So Paul Pierce, get over it. Udonis Haslem, he earned it. Paul Pierce, you earned your number in Boston, but your number in Boston doesn't mean as much as it does in Miami because Miami only has a few numbers retired.
You got a point. There's the clip right there. Sign, seal it. That was perfect. I think it's really, really sad that Paul Pierce just gets a microphone, gets a platform, and just does
Just
this with it.
hates.
He just does this. Like, I get that it costs no energy, no money to hate on somebody, and I get it kind of can be fun sometimes. But like, if you're gonna make that your whole personality as a former really great athlete, almost a star in some years, why? Why? Be like Chad Ochocinco. Just talk about sex at 10 p.m. and
Yeah.
just call it a day.
Take a Viagra before your games and
Yep.
eat McDonald's all the time. Chad Ochocinco's a legend. Miami Dolphins legend, mind you,
There it
for a
is.
few
There it is.
weeks
Yep.
before he may or may not have gotten arrested for a domestic dispute.
Oh, I don't remember
Neither
that.
here nor there. Yeah, he never made it past like week 1 of the preseason.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, I think it was Ryan Tannehill's rookie year. It was on Hard Knocks. If you want to
Oh,
throw that one back to 2012, I believe.
sounds
Yeah,
right.
that
Yep.
was a good time. It wasn't. I haven't had fun in years as a Miami Dolphins fan. Ever, actually. Never. I've never had fun.
At all.
Yeah, we'll move past this. UD, welcome to the Jersey Retirement Club in Miami. Earned, not given, as they would say. Good for you. Good for you, Udonis. I'm also a Heat kind of guy, even though I've got a Knicks hat on and I am a Dallas Mavericks hat. I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan. So it's like I'm all over the place, but I like the Heat. They're good. They're fine.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the West.
Please. Let's do it.
We're entering into the second half of the season where I don't know if there is a number one team. I'm ready to have that conversation about Minnesota. Minnesota is first in the West. I'm pulling up the NBA app right now to make sure
Please.
I've got the standings correct.
Go ahead, please.
They're first in the West. They're one game up on the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're 30-12, but have the 20th best offense in the league.
Really?
Not very good. Their defense is elite, and they have elite offensive players, but their offense is not necessarily good.
Interesting. I mean, do you think it's because look at their big men? I mean, some of the slowest big men in the league, even Cat.
And that's part of it. Yeah, that might be the fast pacedness of the game is probably inflating a lot of different teams' numbers. But look at Denver. Like Denver doesn't play a fast game. They have an elite offense. Dallas, they don't necessarily play a fast game because of Luka, but they have an elite offense. I don't think their offense is good enough to win an NBA title, and I don't think it's good enough to get out of the second round.
Even as a 1 seed. Wow.
Even as a 1 seed.
Keep going. I'm listening. I love it.
So, and in part, that has to do with Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is incredible. Denver sitting at the number 3 seed, 1.5 games back of the number 1 seed. They're the favorites. I don't care what anyone says. Denver is always going to be the favorite, no matter if they're the 1, 2, 3, or 4 seed.
Right.
Because of Jokic. If they're healthy, they're elite. Storming in to the number 4 seed here, the Los Angeles Clippers, if healthy,
yes,
could be the most dangerous team in the NBA. Because they're the most versatile team, because they have Kawhi Leonard and Paul George that can guard 1 through 4 in most cases, stretch 4, and can also be the best player on the court in any given series. If Kawhi is healthy, he's absolutely the best player on any court.
Yeah.
Or has the ability to be.
Right. There you go.
Not saying he is, but he has the ability to be the best player on the court.
I'm with you now.
James Harden has unlocked something in every big on the Clippers with the pick and roll that we talked about it, I think either off air or on air. I can't remember, but that he's been running pick and roll after practice, like 20, 30 minutes after practice with the big men and just creating chemistry, which I don't know if he did this in Houston. He may have, but
probably,
but you never heard about it. So James Harden just like being a teammate, like a good teammate for once. Good for you, James Harden.
I love this turnaround. I love it.
Awesome.
Zubac is becoming elite due to James Harden.
He's hurt right now, but yeah.
I love that agenda. I want to push that agenda. If Zubac can give me 15 and 12 every night, along with some of the 3 best players in the NBA, maybe not Harden anymore, but even Westbrook has been more efficient the past 2-3 weeks. I mean, you're seeing the Clippers really not only just turn it around, but like this could be big for their future. And I don't know, man. I haven't heard much speaking about Mann. I haven't heard about Terrence Mann this year. I don't know. Is he even getting playing time anymore? He was really fun to watch. He was a fun guy to watch. The Clippers are really, you're going to see the Clippers be in a position where I can just picture it now in the second round, maybe against Denver, maybe against OKC. They have all the tools to just shit on everybody. Win in 5, win in 6. Maybe not against the Nuggets, maybe not against the Celtics, maybe not against the Sixers, but it's not crazy to call them a top 4, top 5 team in the NBA right now, let alone after the 82-game season, assuming, God willing, everybody's healthy. What are we talking about here? They have the potential to be the number 1 team in the West, even if the records don't reflect that.
Right. Yeah, they didn't start off the season with James Harden very well. I think they lost their first 4 or 5 games, or 1 5, something like that. Yep. Yeah, it was bad to start, and we were all laughing at them, us included. We laughed at them on this podcast, and we were like, man, can you imagine making that trade? What a dumb trade. Turns out all they needed was a few weeks of like chemistry building to turn out to be like an incredible team. They're
Who would have
8-2
thought?
in their last 10. They're only on a 1-game win streak, but they're 17-4 at home, 2011 in the conference, 6-3 in the division. They average 117 points per game. They have a plus 5.6 point differential right now. Like,
Solid.
they're a very, very, very good team. And having elite players like Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and James Harden able to take the ball at any moment in time is awesome. Because then you don't have to focus on James Harden bringing the ball up every time. You don't have to focus on Kawhi Leonard bringing the ball up every time. Paul George, same thing goes for him. Then you throw Russell Westbrook on the bench. And I think they've unlocked something in Russell Westbrook where they're just figuring out where to give him the ball and not give him the ball.
Yes.
Because if you give him the
Yes.
ball at half court, it's over. You're not getting anything out of that possession. It's going to be a brick layup,
Yep.
or it's going to be an awful 3 or an awful long 2 mid-range jumper. But if they give it to him in the right spot, if he's at the elbow of the free throw line maybe, and then they just let him go to work, then he kind of gets into a groove and he hits his spots like much better. But
Yeah.
James Harden,
Oh, yeah.
James Harden is the thing that unlocked this team. Is just a very strange sentence to say based on what we learned last year when
Right.
he didn't make the All-Star team for Philadelphia and then just kind of went kaput. And then also the Houston Rockets rumors starting at Christmas on Christmas Day from Woj was awesome.
Never forget.
Very, very hilarious for me to watch. But yeah, Harden being happy and being very healthy and good is incredible. The problem is that this team is never healthy. When you look at their roster, James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, every one of them get hurt almost every year. And they played like every game. It's incredible. Like
Yeah.
barring like rest days. They haven't had injuries yet. So knock on wood. Obviously that they stay healthy. I want them to stay healthy because this version of a team is very good. I just pray to God that that's not the 4-5 matchup with the Dallas Mavericks. Please keep the Clippers away from the Dallas Mavericks
Ooh.
until like Western Conference Finals. Then anything can happen. But like
Yeah.
first 2 rounds, I don't want to see the Clippers. I have
Man.
no desire. They're like the boogeyman. I don't want to do it.
That bubble series, that was one of my favorite playoff series in a minute.
Luka was 21 years old and
yeah.
just fucking destroying the NBA. It was awesome.
Exactly. I think overall, a healthy and fun James Harden is good for the league. If you remember, of course, everyone remembers this, the James Harden free throw lore. Everybody was shitting on him because he shot 10, 11, 12 a game. Now we have somebody
looking at you.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Now we have somebody else to shit on.
Yep.
So maybe, just maybe, now that Harden has taken kind of a back seat and he's not the number one guy anymore, this is good for him, good for the team, good for the league. I love the squad. And if the Rockets, shit out and just don't make the play-in, the Clippers might be my squad. Of course, I'll lend you a helping hand and love on your Mavericks when I can, but
you don't have to. It's okay. I understand.
We're co-hosts, we're brothers. I'm gonna give it to you when I can. I'm gonna help, but I really think that the Clippers will just be beyond different. God willing, again, I really think that the only team that could really beat them, I don't know, the Celtics, the Sixers, the Thunder. I don't even know if the Thunder. The Thunder are young.
Yeah.
Like, if you put Kawhi Leonard on even like Chet Holmgren, I think that might be barbecue chicken. I mean, Kawhi might get him. I don't know. It kind of leads to the question: is the West too overpowered? Phoenix is 7-3 in their last 10. You're seeing the Pelicans become a 5 seed out of nowhere. And of course, they're like, I think 6-4 in their last 10. I don't have my stats in front of me.
Yes, they're 6-4 in their last 10. Dallas is 6-4 in the 6th seed in their last 10. Sacramento's in the 7th seed, but they've lost 4 in a row. They're 4-6 in their last 10. And Phoenix, ever since the dog peed on the court, little puppy, the cutest thing of all time, which I have saved in my phone for future use if need be. Phoenix is starting to get healthy. That's the thing. We haven't seen the big three together. We all laugh because we're like, ooh, 3 stars that can't stay healthy. It's the same scenario with the Clippers. 3 stars that can't stay healthy. However, the Clippers have been healthy this entire time. Phoenix has been missing either Booker or Bradley Beal for a majority of the season. So they're finally healthy, and Bradley Beal looks good. Not great yet, but good. Yeah, the Suns look good right now, and I'm still wait and see mode. This is still a smaller sample size than we've seen out of the Clippers. The Clippers is a large sample size. We're over 25 games now where they've just been fucking incredible.
Absolutely.
The Suns, we got to see a little bit more. I want to see a little bit more. I believe in Kevin Durant. I I don't believe in Devin Booker and Bradley Beal is my problem.
Well, let's start with the Devin Booker thing. Is that in regards to health or regards to personal feelings? Maybe.
No, it's just every elimination game ever, Devin Booker just does not play basketball. It's just like he's not even on the court.
Yeah.
It's like 11 points with like 30, 30, 75 splits. It's the
Yeah.
it's the worst basketball you could hope for with a guy of that caliber and that you're paying him that
Oh my
much.
god. Yeah, he's done that like 3 times now, I think. It's a big enough sample size to notice. The top 8 in the West is just
Bloodbath.
light years ahead of anything that's going on in the East besides the Celtics and the Sixers, really. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
have what is Cleveland a 4 seed right now? 5 seed? You have the Bucks at the 3,
Yeah,
I'd
Cleveland's
imagine.
a 4 seed, the Bucks are 2, Philly's 3, the
Like,
Knicks are 5 seed, Miami's 6. Then you got Indiana now at the 7 seed, which we don't know what that team's going to look like
right,
for
right.
sure. Then
You
Orlando's sitting at the 8 seed, and Orlando could beat a
ooh.
lot of teams, I think.
Ooh, Celtics Magic
That'd be
first round
fun.
series? That'd be sick.
That'd be fun.
Um I I just think that the top 3 in the East is just elite basketball. The
Mm-hmm.
bottom 12, man,
It's a little rough.
it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. And I can confidently say there's at least 5 teams in the West that can beat those 3 teams, maybe 6. I was gonna say I'd even throw the Kings maybe on the Bucks or the Sixers, and maybe they wouldn't win, but take
Be
them to
closer than
6, right?
everyone thinks. Yeah.
Yeah, they take them to 6 or something. But the West is just miles ahead, and of course, we've always said the West is better. You know what I mean? And it's not like it's been like 10 years, right? Really, ever since LeBron, I feel like LeBron left the Heat, the West has just been dominant.
But it was like that when we were kids.
That is, yeah, because you're looking at the Spurs, the Lakers, right?
Spurs, Lakers, Mavs, Suns. Like you had Steve
Yeah,
Nash, Dirk, Kevin Garnett. You even had Kevin Durant later on, and then Shaq,
true.
Kobe, Tim Duncan. Just everyone was in the West.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder what makes the West just like that much better. It's been like it really, yeah. No, honestly, like ever since Jordan, if you think about it, Jordan got the 6. You had the
Yeah,
Rockets in between there. Then it was what Spurs,
yeah. Spurs,
all
Lakers
Lakers
for a
three-peat.
while. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's God. I didn't even think about that.
and
It's
then
been a
more
long
Spurs.
time.
But then the Mavericks were also really good. The Suns were winning
True.
60 games. Like everyone was in the West, and then Kobe was obviously still on the Lakers. So it's
Right.
like everyone was in the West. And then the
Yeah.
East had the little resurgence with Dwight Howard and LeBron, D Wade, Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
Like those
Yeah.
teams were really fun too, but it was always the West like always won when I was a kid
God,
in the
man.
All-Star game. Bring
Yeah.
back
No.
bring back East West
Yes.
with just you wear your team jersey
Yup.
with a little patch and you wear a certain color
Oh
or the
yeah.
color or you wear white. Bring that back, dude.
Mm-hmm. I ever since they drafted the teams, it felt like it was like one more thing was being taken away from us in this league,
It
and
was good in theory.
I was gonna
When
say,
they
yeah,
televised the draft, that was good in theory, and that
yeah,
was fun because then you get LeBron James and Kevin Durant laughing about James Harden. They're like, "Oh no, he's healthy. He got traded." When Charles Barkley said that, and then LeBron had the clipboard and had to cover his mouth.
hmm
That was fun, but in theory, it didn't. It never really worked in
yeah,
reality. It
yeah.
just didn't flow.
We've had great All Star, and this leads to a whole other conversation. We've had great All Star game moments. The LeBron fadeaway, the Steph Curry, 15-foot high bounce pass to Giannis. Like, there's been
Mhm.
really cool moments, and it's great to see those conferences kind of split into each other. And
Yeah.
you can kind of look at it glass half full, glass half empty. But
Hmm.
based on nostalgia vibes, I mean, just give me East West. Like,
Yeah.
I need that.
Bring the red versus the blue, or rock your team jersey in a certain
Mm-hmm.
color. That
Mm-hmm.
would be
I'm
sick.
with it. I'm
But
with
yeah,
it.
the West 1 through 10 even because I know the Lakers aren't good necessarily right now. They're under 500 for the first time this season as well, 21 and 22. Hate to see that after they lost to Brooklyn, but they still have LeBron James and they still have Anthony Davis, so it's like they can take over a 7-game series. And
Yeah,
I would pick them against a lot of teams just because they have those two players if they're healthy. So
exactly.
yeah, 1 through 10 in the West is crazy, and then you even have the Houston Rockets that would pester a lot of teams.
Oh
They would
yeah.
be an annoying playoff series,
Oh yeah. I'm
awfully
thinking
annoying.
grit and grind Memphis Grizzlies.
Yes, very similar.
Minus, I mean, both teams are kind of swagless if you think about it, but
You
like
don't have a Zebo. You
the
need
way
a
that,
Zebo.
yeah, shout out Zebo, man. The way the Rockets play, I watched that overtime thriller last night. Check it out on apollohou.com. I did some
Mhm.
midseason awards as well. Check that out on the homepage. Um, man, the Rockets at the 11 seed. Yikes.
Not
We'll
great.
figure it out. We'll
It's
figure it out.
fine. It's
It's
fine.
fine. 41 games. It's fine.
Superstar Operation Shingun.
That's right.
Some say. And then you have Golden State at the 12 seed. So if they trade something and do something, maybe
Who
they're in
knows?
there. Like,
Maybe.
and they have the championship pedigree, so you can never count them out. But I'm counting them out because they still have their team together
Hater
and they won't
shit.
trade anyone. They won't trade anyone. It's stupid. And Steve Kerr's bitching about the music being too loud. Whatever. I
God,
don't
man,
care.
you're on your Paul Pierce shit this episode. This is good, man.
I am Paul Pierce. This is me. Hi, Paul Pierce, Boston Celtic legend, also Brooklyn Nets legend, also Los Angeles Clippers legend. Paul
There
Pierce.
it is. Yeah.
No retirement tour though. But got my
That
jersey retired.
they don't love you like that, man. That Wizards backboard buzzer beater, that was sick.
Yeah.
People forget.
Yeah. Before we head off today, let's talk about the most unclutch moments we've seen this weekend.
Oof. Yikes. I'll lead it off.
Yeah.
The Anthony Edwards missing the 3 free throws, and of course, if you saw the clip, the third one, you throw it up there and at least hit the rim, give it to somebody on the board, maybe. Ooh, man, just all backboard, no rim, no net. These people are human. They did a human thing. The Anthony Edwards, Baby Jordan, evil. Somebody, the Playboy Cardi song that came out, Evil Jordan. People are calling Anthony Edwards Evil Jordan, especially since everything that's happened this past year with the send the video, etc.
I feel like Jordan's still way worse. He's just a terrible human being all around, probably.
Man, the clip was terrible.
Allegedly.
Yeah, true. Yes, let's make that clear. Alleged bad human being.
Yeah.
It just made for a bad point in basketball. Jayson Tatum also very insane. It's almost like he had takeover in my career and then just like bricked everything. And then you just see his face. He's like, he does the same face every time he misses a game winner. And you know it's really bad when the Tatum Muse accounts and like all those other accounts will drop a minute long or 2 minute long highlights of Jayson Tatum clutch plays to cope. I mean, the PR team is going stupid. They're doing numbers. People are human. Tatum is human. Anthony Edwards is human. They all fuck up. They all make mistakes. But man, it was bad this weekend. I don't know what was in the air.
Anthony Edwards did have the alley-oop to himself off the backboard
that was
earlier
hard.
in the week. So I'm excusing the 3 missed free throws because of that awesome ass self alley-oop.
Oh yeah.
It was beautiful. Like just a pump fake at the free throw line, and then he was like, fuck it, just throw it off the backboard, and then he dunks it. It was the sickest thing.
Nuts.
Very cool end game. Jayson Tatum, no excuses for me. I have nothing for you. It was like back-to-back plays. You missed the layup, which I'll give you the layup before. It was still a 1-point game, 100 points. Misses the layup. It was a tough layup. I don't blame you for that one. However, I will blame Missoula and the Boston Celtics staff for drawing up a play that did not work, like in the slightest. And then Jayson Tatum has to take the toughest shot possible. So it's really, I mean, it is Jayson Tatum's fault, but it's not Jayson Tatum's fault. The play was just awful. Just an awful design. Like, you need 2 points to tie the game. How do you get those 2 points? How do you get somebody open? It doesn't have to be Tatum. Brown can take it. You got Porzingis. Drew Holiday, I think, was injured at the end of the game, so he wasn't available. But you have all these dudes on the team. Everyone, Bill Simmons is the deepest team in the league. You know, House. They're elite. They don't lose at home. They hadn't lost at home all season. Yeah,
love it.
I did see a TikTok of a Boston Celtics fan who, before the game, said, "They don't lose at home. I will fly to Thailand and back in one day if they lose."
What?
To the Denver Nuggets. And I was like, that's a punishment because you're just getting on a plane, off the plane in the airport, getting right back on the other plane.
That would terrible.
Suck. He screamed louder than I've ever heard anyone scream in their like apartment in front of a microphone watching the game, to Tatum like shooting the worst attempt of all time for a game tying too. Oh God, I don't feel bad for the guy because he's a Celtics fan, so fuck him. But yeah, very funny that Celtics fans have had to deal with this, and they're going to continue to have to deal with this. Yeah. This is on the level of LeBron pre-Heat, where he couldn't hit the shot, or pre-Orlando series in Game 2.
There it is. Yep.
Hit the three against Orlando in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals, 2010, 2009.
Yeah,
2009. Before that, LeBron was always he can't make the clutch shot. He's not very good in clutch games. Jayson Tatum, inherently like pretty good in like playoff clinchers and
Solid,
playoff
yeah.
elimination games. He's put up like 50 against the Sixers last year and 40 in the year before. Like he's very good in clutch moments. However, the actual clutch moment that matters the most, turns out he's not as good. Haven't seen it
Mm-mm.
yet.
Mm-mm. You're seeing Tatum along with plenty of other people who they kind of fuck up during the regular season, but then you see him in a playoff series and you're like, "Oh, that's where you've been." And
Yeah,
look at LeBron, prime example is like he imagine if LeBron just tried every game, like full on all out, like we'd be looking at 50,000 points by now.
oh, for sure.
Beyond. So you're kind of just seeing players, and it's the dog days. Your teammates are all rumored of being traded. It's bad because you remember like mid January to like really like late February, like those are the like peak dog days. So
Right.
I'm not saying give Al Horford the game winning shot here, but
No, definitely not.
like there's other options. You know what I
But
mean?
maybe pick a more unassuming player to take your final shot.
Derek White, baby, the All Star
Sure.
campaign.
No. JJ Redick, you will pay for your sins.
That's terrible.
I love you dearly, JJ Redick. Duke man to Duke man, brotherhood, even though I didn't go to Duke.
Didn't go to Duke.
But Duke guy to Duke guy. I am begging you to stop pushing for Derek White to make the All-Star game. Everyone wants the cool players. Everyone wants the fun players, the superstars. Derek White is great. He is great at basketball. He is great for the Boston Celtics. He is great at what he does for the Boston Celtics. For the love of God, don't put someone in the All-Star game that scores 3 points repeatedly in full games throughout the season. I don't need it. You don't need it. No one needs it. JJ, I love you. Duke guy to Duke guy. Even though I didn't go to Duke. Please stop the Derek White All-Star campaign.
And there is your episode plea. If not a trade deadline plea, it is a moral plea. Please stop JJ Redick. You must stop.
Andre Drummond, please come to Dallas.
There it is. There. I knew something was gonna happen. They're saying PJ Washington, Miles Bridges. What is happening? What?
It seems that we've been linked. Daniel Gafford was linked today, this
No,
morning
no.
to the Dallas Mavericks and the Houston Rockets.
He's
Both
mine.
teams. We're both there. Just want to point that out, that the Mavericks window is much more open than the Rockets. You can wait a year. Yeah, I don't know. We're literally getting linked to every single player that like has been maybe just briefly mentioned in a trade talk. The Dallas Mavericks are linked to him. Don't care.
Solid 10 players.
Are we going to make a? We're probably not even going to make a trade. I'm being completely honest. I don't think we're making a trade.
You're going to see Tim Hardaway Jr. get traded mid-game, Harrison Barnes style. It's going to be sick. I can't wait. I'm manifesting
Wouldn't
that.
hate it. I wouldn't hate it.
Hey, he was on crack the other day. He was on crack.
He was on crack. He was very much on crack that day. It was cold as shit in Dallas, too.
Oh, yeah.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Yeah, he was awesome. He scored 41.
Nuts.
But the guy can't make a pass to save his life. This isn't a Dallas Mavericks pod, but I will go on my soapbox. The guy just does not need to pass the ball. If he gets it, just shoot it. I'll live with the result.
Yeah.
Please stop passing the ball. Turn into Kobe and just don't pass the ball. Just don't do it, because every time you do, it turns into a turnover. Every single time. It's like it's like a toddler. You give them something that then they don't know how to use their hands yet. That's what Tim Hardaway is like when he tries to pass the ball. Just doesn't know what he's. I'm Ricky Bobby. I don't. What do I need to do with my hands?
Right.
I don't know what to do with my hands. That's Tim Hardaway when he's told to pass.
Jesus. Yeah. Well.
Fuck.
Yeah. Tim Hardaway, man. When he's on, he's on.
It's awesome. He's an electric factory. He's a
1 out of 10 games, though. That's the unfortunate part. Almost.
I think we're up to like 3 out of 10.
Oh, really?
He'll get 20 like repeatedly off the bench. It's pretty interesting.
Damn. I need to follow the Tim Hardaway Jr. Stat Muse account on Twitter since we're talking about.
I hope it doesn't exist.
No, dude. If a Bruce Brown Muse account exists,
he's
a Tim Hardaway
NBA
Jr.
champion though.
You do have a point.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is shooting. He's scoring 18 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, 1.7 assists.
That's a Jalen Green stat line if I've ever seen one. How are the percentages though?
Free throw 87.7.
Solid.
Not bad. 3-point, he's shooting 36%.
That'll work.
And 41% from the field.
Not terrible. I mean,
no, it's not the worst.
Not the worst.
You live with the good games and you die with the bad ones. So it is what it is.
Jalen Green, I'm looking at you. I mean, Come
You
on.
die much more often than I do.
Yeah. I was
Sorry
going to
about
say
that.
I get 1 out of 10 with Jalen Green. You get 3 out of 10 with Tim Hardaway.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's fine. But shout out to Udonis Haslem. Not a shout out to Paul Pierce. Fuck you. The West is awesome. The West is sick and terrifying, and it's a bloodbath, and I'm not necessarily mentally ready for it or emotionally. I will get there eventually, or I won't, and I'll just be dead on the side of the road in Dallas. It'll be fine.
Sure.
And Jayson Tatum, figure it out, bud.
Man, you're going to be seeing these next couple of weeks. So as we've been talking about, the trade deadline's going to heat up. You're going to see who really wants this shit. You know what I mean? We'll kind of get into it next episode, but as for right now, there's probably 5 to 10 fringe teams that if they just make 1 or 2 trades, that might be an extra 5 wins and a playoff seed or a higher seed in the long run. So this is the dog days. It's going to be fun. I wish to God that there was more we can really hone in on other than, what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there, but the NBA is slow sometimes. I wanted to sit here and talk Anthony Edwards all day, but unfortunately he did a not so good thing with the free throws. We just gotta drop propaganda episodes at this point. Your Mavs trade propaganda, you can do a whole episode about that.
We'll bring back the Bill Simmons fake trades on Wednesday.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can't
Bill
wait,
Simmons
baby.
fake trades, and it could go any way you want. I don't care what you do. We'll see what happens.
There it is.
There's not really any more stars to trade. DeJounte Murray, sure, whatever. I don't care. Yeah. But there's not any more stars. Siakam's off the table. OG's gone. There's no big dominoes left. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty, getting into their basketball reference pages. It's going to be gross.
Page 13 of the league leaders in the basketball reference.
Trading Derek White.
Yep.
This has been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast, brought to you by Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Go check out their daily specials every day. They're awesome. Thank you to Big City Wings. They have 13 locations in the Houston area. Go check them out. And thank you to Celebrity Mint for sponsoring this episode. Check out their graded, legal tender collectibles of Mike Tyson, Ric Flair, and more at celebritymint.com. And you can follow them on social media at The Celebrity Mint. I'm your host, Stone. Been joined by the What We Learn Houston Rockets Edition King, Josh Garcia. We will see you back on Thursday.
You're insane.